Boo-boos, ouchies, baddies, oopsies. No matter what you call them, we all know the feeling of an unexpected injury. No kid or adult is immune to the dreaded paper cut, skinned knee, or kitchen nick, an unfortunate side effect of having a physical form with epidermal limitations. And when accidents strike, one brand of adhesive bandage reigns supreme. With hundreds of millions of dollars in annual sales, it anchors one of the most recession-proof categories in consumer goods, a staple of first aid kits and medicine cabinets around the world. It's so ubiquitous that, despite still being a legal trademark owned by Kenvue, formerly Johnson & Johnson, it's joined Dumpster and Velcro in the genericized Hall of Fame, a brand name so dominant it's used interchangeably with the product itself. And that's why this week's On Brand is on Band-Aid.
You're all jazzed up, nearly having a cow. You want your favorite show and it's on right now. It's on Brand.
Welcome to On Brand with Jon and Marisa. I'm Jon.
I'm Marisa.
Okay.
It was only a matter of time before your gal busted out Band-Aid.
We are hitting everything in the medicine cabinet at one point or another. You love a brand that
a salve and ointment.
You love a salve and ointment of foam.
Sure.
You love it when the name has been genericized.
We've talked about Band-Aids so much on this show that I had to Google On Brand with Jon and Marisa Band-Aid to see if I had done the episode before. Yeah. Nothing came up, and then I asked Al, did I do Band-Aid?
I'm slightly worried about our memory to remember brands that we've done.
Can you imagine if I come in and I'm like, and that's why this week's On Brand is on Uggs, and you're like, babe.
I mean,
check the archives.
I feel like it's definitely down the road, but we could end up being like Doughboys, where we're like Band-Aid or like Band-Aids 2.
Yeah, Band-Aids 9.
Uggs 6.
Should we be so lucky?
Before we get into it, if you're watching on any of the visual things, I am popping out today.
What do you mean?
Look at these guys.
The nips are nipping.
Pew, pew.
You know, winter has struck Los Angeles. It is a chilly, 57 degrees outside.
Dying from this cold wave.
Wait, did I say Tic Tacs?
I don't know.
Mike and Ike's.
No, my nipples are Tic Tacs.
They're meaty. That's okay.
Well, people will be able to see. That's not a Mike and Ike. A Mike and Ike's like a bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Tic Tac is like a perfectly sized little suckable candy. Just like me.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so Band-Aids. That's exciting. I mentioned Band-Aids maybe 2 months ago on the pod and how I don't remember ever buying them.
Because you like your wounds to scab.
Because I like to eat my scabs.
In case you need a little snack.
Because I mentioned that, my good friend from grade school, Jen, sent me a first aid kit. She was like, I just want to make sure you have Band-Aids if you need them. I'm like, I haven't needed them yet, but okay.
How have you gone this? I have applied 5 Band-Aids in the past 24 hours.
Because you have kids.
Sure, but
kids
I
wear
mean,
Band-Aids like they're...
what do kids wear?
Like temporary tattoos.
Sure.
They enjoy having something sticky on their body.
It does have a placebo effect, too, if you get a boo-boo. Sure, there's no blood, but stick a Band-Aid on that bop on the head.
I mean, this is basically like you already did frownies. Like you're into like you
Facial
definitely
adhesives.
have. This show has brought out your portfolio of brands. You like things that stick on your body. You like a foam that changes the world.
Yes.
Anything that goes in the medicine cabinet.
Sure.
Me, I like a Taylor Swift, a Santa Claus, a parade. I keep meaning, this is such a dumb joke. I wrote this joke like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I was going to bring it up in Off-Brand, but I just naturally got to parade. I put a note in my notes. Sometimes this is how my life works now because we're not allowed to talk anymore. Everything's for pod. I have on-brand documents and off-brand documents. If I think of something, it's not like my notes app. I throw it in there.
Sure.
It just lives in there until it eventually comes up on the show.
Yeah.
This I wrote down, I think, 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Ask Marisa. So I'll do it. This is how I would have done it.
Yeah, pretend like it's regular. Wait, so do I need to tee it up in any way? Okay.
You're good. Oh, actually, that reminds me. I've been meaning to ask you, do you say parade or prod?
I say parade. What do you say?
I say parade. I don't know anyone that says prod. Who says prod?
That's like from a joke book from the 1910s.
I literally transferred it over because we're recording Off-Brand after this. I was like 100% going to bring that up for Off-Brand this week.
I saw something on the web, a video, and I realized I have this crying at parades.
Oh, human spirit.
Parades make me cry.
That's human spirit. The
Yeah.
parade's not making you cry. The human spirit is.
Oh,
Unless was it a sad parade?
It was really, really sad.
The parade of sad clowns.
I call funeral processions parades. Is that wrong of me? You know how there's like happy parades and sad parades? This was a sad one, and I was really sad. It was my grandma's parade.
I don't know if your town was like this. About twice a month on Sundays, we would have a sad parade.
Oh,
and it would be like,
really?
It would start off with like a hearse and then like a
Yeah.
bunch of just slow driving cars through town.
Wow.
And for some reason, those always just really got me right here.
I think there's a very clear reason. Is that a small town? I mean, I grew up in a small town too. We didn't have sad parades on every Sunday.
That's a parade.
That's a parade.
Now
A sad
that's a
parade is a
parade.
parade. We could hear the church bells from my house, and I just loved that. The ding dong,
ding
announcing
dong
the
of the
time. It'll be like
parade.
ding dong, and then it's like dong, and then you're like, is it 1 or dong? Oh, it's 2. It's 2 p.m.
Dong.
I love to.
Oh,
it's
already
actually
3 o'clock? Wow.
I am
No
late for
wonder
the
I'm
dentist.
hungry. Dong. Holy
Oh
shit,
my
I'm supposed to be at the movies. Dong.
Oh.
I was going to sing a song when you're like, ding dong, grandma's gone.
Ding, that's
That
people
became
march
the-
through the town with pots and pans
Yeah.
singing ding dong, grandma's gone.
Ding
And that would
dongs.
happen every Sunday.
Every Sunday. No wonder you
Wow.
cried. That's very touching. It actually just made me think of another joke I came up with 15 years
You
ago.
need a stand-up special on Netflix.
Well, this was going to be a short little video back when we did like UCB shorts and stuff.
yeah.
And I think it has since been stolen. I feel like I've seen like 2 other people do it since then, but it was
I like that it wasn't just somebody else did it. It was stolen.
stolen from my brain. You know how we have silly string.
Yeah.
And in Hollywood for Halloween,
Yeah.
there's signs up. You get a fine if you use silly string in
Yes,
Hollywood. $1,000 fine if they catch you with silly string. And then I was like, what if we had serious string? So like that's how you learn that grandma died. Like they show up at your house with like a. You answer the door and then you look down and you see in their hand they're holding a can of serious string.
And you know
like,
what the bad
no.
is.
No, not
This would have been such a good 9-minute sketch in 2008.
right?
Yeah.
That's
on
probably
Funny or
when I
Die.
came up with
yeah.
that. I was
what
like,
a bummer.
What a bummer. I wouldn't be at this crappy table. Seriously though, I got to put the brakes on everything because something happened on Insta Egg Day that killed me.
What?
Killed me.
What?
I've been dying to tell you. Maybe you won't care. I don't know how you won't.
I care about everything.
Okay, so everyone knows I do the Insta Egg on Wednesdays. Everyone who's into it sees the Insta Egg on our story, writes us, guesses it. Sometimes I have little conversations with them. I know when it's your first time doing the Insta Egg because I have to approve to message us.
It's in the requests folder.
Right. It's
I
like,
request to speak to King John.
I would like to talk to the puzzle Dom. I dare to step forward with a guess.
People walk backwards into the request folder preparing for a spank. Pants around ankles, walking backwards.
My dream would be like if when someone clicks that request to talk to me, it's like a long hallway where you just hear the click of like a high-heeled shoe
Sure,
for
yeah.
like 5 minutes echoing.
These are your high heels?
No, that's them walking towards the curtain of me. I'm behind the curtain.
The Great and Powerful Oz.
The Great and Powerful Oz. So Rebecca Brown, I never know if I should do last names, but whatever. Rebecca Brown.
B.
Well, yeah. Leave that in now, but now from here forward, I'll call her RB. Arby's. Oh, I have a whole thing about Arby's I did on Off-Brand, but no, okay. All right. So Rebecca Brown writes us. So when they do the Insta Egg for the first time, I always say, congratulations, that's right. Congratulations on your first Insta Egg.
Yeah.
Just to welcome into the community.
Of course, yes.
So I did that, and she's like, thank you so much. She's like, I've been listening to your podcast for my branding class at Marist University. I especially enjoy the Taylor Swift episodes. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. I was like, wait a minute. Tell me you're not listening to in class when you're supposed to be paying attention to class. She writes, ha ha. No, we had a few homework assignments to listen to some episodes and take notes and answer questions, and then we discussed them in class.
Professor Jon and Professor Marisa?
Honorary doctorate? I was like, wait. Your homework was to
What?
listen to the show? She wrote, yes, my professor is a big fan of your podcast as well. And I wrote, oh my God, I'm dead. She wrote,
Oh.
ha, ha, ha. I wrote, that's so insane. She's like, I have to tell her about this when I go back in the spring. I'm like, what's her name? I'll give her a shout out.
Oh my God.
Her name is Mindy Stockfield. She also wrote, your episode about Poppy was awesome too. We had an alum from our school who now works for Poppy come in as a guest speaker after
God.
we listened to your
I have chills.
episode. We're curriculum, bitch. Merch.
To think that they're like taking notes and then it's like, and then we talk about like eating scabs and they kind of like chuckle and then it's like, okay, 2 minutes later that bit is over and now we're back to like clip clop time. To think that they are having to like dodge our bullshit to get to the learning.
I know.
Wow.
Someone told me they listened to Lipton. I
Wow.
listened to it. It was 32 minutes before I even mentioned Lipton.
Last week's episode,
A
I
whole
think it was like
class.
45.
I know, the one we just did. The whole class. Your home. So tonight,
my
what I want you guys
gosh.
to do is pick 3 on brands, listen to them, take notes.
For extra credit, solve the Insta egg. I'm going to need to see proof that you got the Insta egg correct.
For extra credit, here's a list of terms I want you to define. Hazinga, clip clop times. I mean, invite us, Mindy. Invite
my
us. We'll be
gosh.
like guest speakers.
We would love to
We'll do a
zoom
live
in.
show from
Heck yeah.
Marist University in New York. I mean, I literally died. I wanted to tell you
I'm-
this for 2 days.
Cannot believe this.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
The reach of this thing, it's
Wow.
like, I mean, I feel like we know
yet
the
we're
size
just-
of our audience, but
How the type we have a really high caliber listenership.
But that's the thing.
High
High
caliber.
caliber.
High caliber. It's quality over quantity.
I thought the most we would ever get is in the beginning, we got a bunch of like, you helped me on trivia nights.
Sure.
Tons of those. But man, this really just, this is now
If
we're.
you get a job at a company based on your knowledge of the brand that you learned from the episode, you owe us $40.
We should get a percentage of anyone who gets a job solely based on answering questions they learned from.
Interviews are pop quizzes, right? About the brand history.
Yeah, exactly. And Mindy,
Wow.
thank you for listening. Thank you for
Thank
sharing
you
the
so
show.
much. That
I
is
looked her
so
up.
cute.
She's incredible. She's from the biz. She's worked at Disney. She's worked on a million giant franchises.
And yet here we are next to the crumb piles.
I mean,
and
we
the
just had a
dirty
cat
socks.
jump up on the table and put its butt in Marissa's cup. This woman is like, she's like, let me help mold the Harry Potter franchise. After that, could you guys all go listen to Santa Claus?
She has an office attached to a bathroom. That's what she has.
She has an office attached
With
to a
an
bathroom.
office and like a little like bowl of tampons for guests and like a
Hey.
little like poopery and like a little
She's got an actual bidet. She's got like
A Toto?
an actual toilet that is
Yes.
like has all the bells and whistles.
not
She
the
doesn't have a
clip-on.
tushy.
Yeah, not the chip clip.
She's not the chip clip.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
I don't know where this is going to go, but this is going somewhere.
Honey, I'm strapping in. I'll take it as far as it goes.
Me too.
I don't have a bachelor's degree. Can I get one?
I would love it.
Can I get a bachelor's degree in marketing?
Just to wear the robe and the cap?
Love a graduation gown.
Well, there you go. I
Nude
thought that was a
underneath.
lot of fun.
That sounds unbelievable.
Right.
I wouldn't even believe it.
I know.
wouldn't even believe
I
it.
literally was like, wait a minute.
Crazy.
She can't mean that.
Crazy.
That's why I asked that question. I was like, wait, is this like curriculum? What's she talking about? It's curriculum, bitch. Is good merch.
It's curriculum, bitch, is really good.
All right.
So we've talked a little bit about Band-Aids in the past. We know when you worked at ice cream.
Oh, I had to wear Band-Aids on my ears because they didn't want people to know my ears were pierced. They'd rather think I'd been shot in both my lobes. Oh, no, I got shot in this ear too.
This is actually 2 weeping wounds. Do you want a banana split or a hot fudge sundae?
Nearsighted vampire was aiming for the neck, got the lobe.
One fang.
One
in
fang.
the lobe.
I was dating a one-fanged nearsighted vampire. As you can see, that's what the Band-Aids are for.
That is so gross. Band-Aids are gross looking.
Band-Aids, I feel like, have definitely been designed for me.
Uh-huh.
To last 20 minutes. Like they're crisp and shiny
Sure.
for 20 minutes. I actually needed a Band-Aid last week.
What happened?
The perils of travel. somehow traveling and getting
I
everything.
always get a wound at an airport.
This was, I think, when I was packing. I get up at my sister's house at 3 a.m.
Too early.
to pack and get all the foods in the thing because I do leave them in the refrigerator up until the last minute.
I mean, thank God. Put your aluminum foil on your bowl of soup.
I did all that. Put everything in Ziploc bags, wrap them all up, get them all in there. In the midst of doing that, on one finger, ripped the side of the nail on both sides. So you have the flappy nail that if you barely touch it, it's like zing, like pain everywhere. I had to go all the way, Uber, curbside guy, TSA, everything with this. I go through TSA and I'm like, crazy question. Do you guys by any chance have a Band-Aid? She's like, go to the big desk after you get through security and they have them. I go there. Nobody's there. Circle around a couple times. The guys, I'm like, I heard you guys might have Band-Aids. He's like, I got you. And I showed him, I had blood coming down both sides of the finger. I was like, look what I've done. He thinks I'm like a terrorist.
Yeah,
and
I feel like this is like a diversion for like a mission.
Just trying to get my Dolly Parton frosting in. I mean, I hurt my finger. So he comes down with two of those, like, I don't even know who they're for. Two, like, of the teeny tiny Band-Aids.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I? Now I'm chain linking two sad little Band-Aids.
Very sad.
Got those in. They got me at least to the gate. And then I'm sitting at the gate. Right behind me, a mom. I tap on her shoulder.
Moms are human Band-Aid dispensers.
That's what is in my head. I'm like, listen, I know this. Nobody wants to talk to anybody in the holidays. And I was like, but you're a mother, lovely family. Do you by any chance have a Band-Aid? She's like, of course. She pulls out like the plastic dispenser. It's like sorted by size and everything. Her daughter, and I showed him the wound. Their daughter's like, we'll take, the daughter's like 8. She's like, we're going to take care of you. Like the nicest people in the world.
Cute.
She gives me a Band-Aid. I was like, thank you so much. In my head, I was like, oh man.
No, I'm sitting behind a kid.
I was like, I kind of wish I had 2 in case this comes off.
Yeah.
She's literally like, here, take another one in case you need it on the flight.
Wow.
That one is still in my wallet, by the way. Never needed it. Anyway, that's my most recent story with Band-Aids.
Was it a cute Band-Aid or a generic brown?
It was a normal one, and I'll be honest, I think it was not Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Actually, I have it in my pocket.
Ooh, whip it out.
I have it right here. Oh, here it is.
Oh, cute.
Latex.
Maybe it came in a kit, a first aid kit.
Looks like it came in a
brand.
kit. It's pretty generic.
Those are pretty generic.
And
but,
not huge, but the other one that the TSA gave me was half the size.
I know what you mean, like the minis. They're for like a doll.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't say my
doll has a
Barbie got
wound.
cut. This is actually for me, a grown man.
So I will say I have the same experience with Band-Aids that they fall off so freaking fast.
Yeah. They get all dirty around the edges.
They either fall off immediately or stay on for 90 days. There's like no middle ground.
That first tiny one I put on, I wrapped it around so tight.
Yeah.
The tip of my finger was about to burst. It was blue because I was like cut off all the circulation. And then 2 minutes later, I looked down and half of it's off with no sticky anymore.
It's interesting that you're talking about the Band-Aid being too small. I know you're talking specifically about this Band-Aid. I was tinkering around on the Band-Aid social media. Band-Aid, I'll start by saying that Band-Aid has very, very high loyalty as a brand.
Right.
So this consumer marketing, whatever company does a poll every year. What brands do you trust the most as a consumer? And Band-Aid is always in the top 10, the top 5. Last year, they ranked number 2, second to Dawn dish soap. So this is a brand.
Because they clean the ducks.
Because they clean the ducks.
Because they clean the ducks.
I ain't seeing any oily pigeons around here. I don't know where this is happening.
And I haven't seen them scrub a duck in a long time.
We need an oil spill stat.
Now. Stat. Wreck a ship.
They have a really high consumer loyalty. And I do maybe notice a difference in like the generic first aid kit Band-Aids versus the Band-Aid brand. And so I do get the big old boxes from Costco. And those last maybe, 3 weeks? 144
with kids,
Band-Aids.
I can't even imagine.
We go through a lot of Band-Aids. A lady named Patricia Lee Griffin, full name, I'm doxing her, on Facebook. She wrote on the Johnson & Johnson Facebook page, in all the years you've been making Band-Aids, nobody in marketing ever thought of making the Band-Aid at least 1 inch longer.
I'm sorry, are you writing this to Band-Aid or your husband?
Sometimes you accidentally do a post when you mean a message. And that is
usually, sorry, this was for Bill, my husband.
That is usually how married people communicate via Facebook Messenger.
And then she doesn't know how to delete it and the whole message is there again.
Mm-hmm. For example, I have an ingrown toenail on my large left toe.
Barbara, we don't need to know.
I put the gel on, Neosporin. I use a Band-Aid, but I need 2 or 3. how big is this toe? Because one won't go around my whole toe or falls off at night or ends up falling off if I try to put on a sock. 3 Band-Aids circumference? Honey, see a doctor ASAP.
I would have written, if I was Band-Aid social media, how big is this toe?
Well, she did get specific. She said, I'm slim.
I thought you were going to say, I'm a horse, and I mean hoof.
I'm slim, 5'7", and about 135 pounds. Some people are heavy. Some even have fat toes. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just trying to be consumer-oriented.
Cut to her doing stand-up. So I just did this thing to see if this bit would work.
Come on, Johnson & Johnson. You've been in the business long enough to think of choices of sizes. Think of lengthening Band-Aids. Also, get creative. Signed, a consumer.
You know what? Listen, I'm all for consumer advocacy for changing products to fit the needs of our lives, but I'm going to challenge Barbara. I'm going to challenge you to be creative because I will say I've been in situations where, like I said, I don't really buy Band-Aids, but sometimes I end up with random Band-Aids. They make Band-Aids for your knee.
True.
They make Band-Aids for your elbow. They make oddly shaped Band-Aids that's going to fit your freak toe. So go get a box of knees.
This toe is the size of a grapefruit.
No woman, 135 pounds, and I don't want you to send me a picture, Barbara, but no woman, 135 pounds, has a 3 Band-Aid toe.
An ingrown that is swollen to the wazoo. We need a Lancet. We need a surgeon. We need a TLC hour-long special on fixing this toe. My mom watches My Feet Are Killing Me. She always tries to recount episodes. I'm like, for the last time, I do not want to hear about this. I cannot believe this program exists. This is the end of humanity.
This program was made for Barbara. Can I tell you, want to hear something gross about my foot?
Yeah,
So,
please.
I had an issue of getting ingrown toenails on my big toe, too. And they would take a while to heal, and they just kill, and they would get a blister, and blah, blah, blah. I went to the doctor and had a procedure done. They, burn, here's your toe.
Yeah.
They burn the corner.
Ow.
So the nail doesn't grow, just a little bit. You can't even really tell.
To get it from, elbow and into the side of your toe.
Just a little bit in. Yeah. So I can't get them anymore on that toe.
Do you want her information to email her about this procedure?
I should let her know about the procedure.
Okay.
2 things. 1, knee Band-Aids. 2, think about this procedure.
The funniest thing about Facebook is I see this woman, I'm getting a really funny picture of her.
Of course this was Facebook. This wasn't any modern day communique.
No.
This was Facebook. Did she write it in the last 8 years?
It was like 6 months ago.
The day after Christmas.
Christmas morning. A really bad time to get an ingrown toenail.
You know what? I'm just going to wait to see if Santa brings me longer Band-Aids. If not, I have it. It's already in my drafts.
It's funny. You can I read that and I laugh to myself, and then I click on her picture, and then I'm looking at her whole life. I'm looking at her little Happy Mother's Day, her little blurry selfies in the car. The things that motivate a lady on Facebook in her 60s to post a selfie. It's honey, this isn't in focus. Honey, you're barely in it. It's all over the place.
I'm curious if this is going to bring something up, but we'll see. I'll just leave that there. Sometimes if I see a snarky comment on something.
I know what you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about. You know what I'm talking. I was like, this is why I never freaking say anything online. Should we just put that out there?
I got an alert. I was on...
Before you go into that. Probably once every 6 months. Once out of every 6 months. Sure. That's why you get the alert, because I don't do it often.
Exactly.
Someone will annoy me. I made it a goal months ago. Just don't reply to comments. It doesn't matter.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Don't reply to comments. It doesn't matter. So someone did that yesterday on Facebook. Someone, for some reason, a picture of Bjork came up, and I was like, "Oh, cool. We're all going to celebrate Bjork." And I look at the comments; they're all hate comments. Everyone's like, "She's the devil. She sucks. She did this. She did that." And I forget what this stupid woman wrote. She said, okay, because I had my Facebook open on my laptop, and I opened it up to get my document ready for the show, and I saw John Glover commented on a random person's comment, a name I don't recognize, on Facebook. I'm like, what's that all about? Click on that. She says,
Ugh, why is this lady famous? She sounds like a dying moose.
No, she said something. It was meaner than that. She's like, she's horrible. Like
horrible,
like
sure, but it was like dying moose.
A dying moose was a thing.
Yeah.
And so then I did my like, Agnes, dying moose. Did you think of that yourself? Oh my God, that's so funny. Just like, zing, I got you, you old crazy person. And then like, and then I see this morning, I open up my stupid Facebook and it's like, Marissa Penson likes your comment. And I'm like, I swear to God, I can't just see a random thing on Facebook that's not in any of my groups. Marissa doesn't follow anything about Bjork. Someone has to see what I've done. It happens all the time. And I had just forgotten that happened yesterday. Most of the time, there's been a handful of times where I will write my whole comment right before I send. I'm like,
not worth
Marissa's
it.
sister's going to see this. Or...
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, you know what? Not worth it. I don't need to engage. I don't need to spread negativity.
No.
You're like, no, I mean, I don't want anybody to call me out and make fun of me for this.
I already do that. I honestly do that 99% of the time because I did used to always be like, but it's like throwing a pebble in a pond. It is pointless. And even her reply to it was something like, I have to be snarky sometimes. It's like, she didn't even get my joke. Like, I didn't even write it in a way that she realized I was making fun of her.
She thought you were, like, on her side.
Yeah,
like,
now I've, like, engaged with Agnes.
Friend request. Got a poke from Agnes. Let's be friends. Let's play Candy Crush together.
Invited to Easter ham at Agnes's?
Going because the spread looks good?
To-do list, buy Ziploc bags? We become a Hallmark movie, Jon and Agnes?
You following
Jon
a
and
map
Agnes
quest.
merch, maybe.
Agnes's church on Easter morning. You and Agnes, unlikely friendship. I love it.
Oh my God, we've really gone, I keep going off topic. I'm sorry, I'll focus.
That's the name of the show.
No, it's not. It's
on
brand.
The students are listening.
Tell me all about this sticker that is now worth $1 billion.
Well, before we talk about Band-Aids specifically, let's talk about the long history of caring for wounds.
Oh my God. I have penetrated your brain. I love it. The first wound was Jesus.
He needed a Band-Aid or two.
He needed
Three,
a toe Band-Aid.
hand,
foot, toe.
Toe. Well, there you go. So the oldest known medical texts are actually a clay tablet dating back to ancient Mesopotamia. 2200 BC.
2200 BC.
Yes. Remember when I thought
I have that in my notes too. So we play this game called Anthology, which is really
chronology.
Yes. Which is super fun if you haven't played it. Basically, you just have to be smart or kind of smart to guess when things happened in history.
Sure, yes. You pull a card and it'll be like the Model T is invented and you have to try to put it in a correct timeline. Everyone has their own timeline.
And you only had one card on your timeline.
I think it was 1960.
1960. And then the next card you pulled was...
Pompeii.
When did the disaster of Pompeii happen?
And I thought, well, I remember learning about it in school. Was it like maybe like... Was it in like the 20s, the 10s? I know it's before 1960, but I don't know how far before, so I'm going to put it before 1960.
We flip over the card. It happened in 79. The year 79.
AD.
She's like, well, that probably happened a little bit before the
Let's see. So Elvis, Pompeii, maybe happening around the same time.
79. It is a really fun game, though. We should somehow
be
get
brand
them
ambassadors.
To give us,
yeah.
Because
okay.
now if she had gotten that, her two cards would be 79 and 1960. The next card, she has to figure out if it's between those two, before, after, and you have to get 10. It's a lot of fun. Introduced to me by my niece and my brother, Ellie, and Tom, my brother's family.
We need to create a version that's with our timeline.
Oh my God, the on-brand version of chronology would be...
That'd be so fun. That'd be great.
1948, first In-N-Out opens.
So the plaster, it's like wet earth, like a little like tablet that's like, I don't know, written in mud. How did people document things in 2020 BC? It's
First
a plaster.
iPad.
It's the original iPad. Back when it was just pad. No eye.
No, just an eye, like an Egyptian eye.
Mm-hmm. King Tut. So the tablet outlined 3 healing gestures: washing the wound, making the plaster, and bandaging the injury, which is kind of like what you would recommend for an injury today. You want to clean it, you want to cover it, you want to secure it. That part hasn't changed. What has changed is what people thought was going on with the wound. That has changed quite a bit. And people were very wrong for a very long time.
They thought evil spirits were getting into the wound,
Exactly.
and chomping at the flesh.
Exactly. So they thought the wound was bad, as in like cursed. They thought the air was foul. The humors were out of balance. So the humors would be like yellow bile means like you're grumpy. Like there were like symbols represented by all of the phlegms and liquids from the body, or just that God had a plan for you to like lose your foot.
Of course.
So it wasn't really thinking about like a microbiology. There wasn't anything happening related to germs. Just the goal was stop the bleeding, keep the dirt out, and keep the wound covered. So it was understood as like corruption and putrefaction, imbalance, or fate. So what people used to cover up their wounds, obviously we didn't have Band-Aids, so people had to get a little creative. Ancient Egyptians used linen strips, animal fat, honey, and resins. Honey, we know now, has antimicrobial properties. So that actually would be an effective thing to put on a wound. Honey is an ingredient in a lot of like natural homeopathic, kind of like crunchy medicines or salves, but they would use it for its stickiness. It would like you stick it on a wound, and then it had some symbolic purity. So it did work, but they didn't know it was because it was naturally antimicrobial.
John's organic honey and scab spread? Yes, please.
You scabs on a cheese plate?
It's got salty. It's got sweet. A little bit of tang.
Oh my! One of those Rain Coast crisps, that
Yeah.
really like fancy cracker
Got
with
every
some brie.
nut
This
and
is
seed
so
in the...
disgusting. Greeks and Romans wrapped wounds with cloth, wool, or leather. Hey, leather, sofa
Hey,
claws.
daddy.
They would soak them with wine, vinegar, or oil. The liquids that they would pour on them stung, which they thought was like cleaning. That was good. So like you pour, alcohol or wine on it, and it's like, it's foaming and bubbling, and you're like, good, the bad spirits are getting out.
We still use that today. The doctor's always like, this is going to hurt a little bit. And that's like a
hurt
good
a little
thing.
bit. Yeah, you think it's like Noxzema pads.
I'm like, well, make it not hurt a little bit. You're a doctor.
You're a doctor. Like, work on it. Spider webs were the original natural gauze. They apparently work extremely well, conforming to wounds and absorbing blood. How spooky is that?
I love that. The doctor spends his Sundays going through haunted houses to get his new supply.
Exactly. With an open big leather bag, like the doctor who would come like visit your house in
like,
Berenstain Bears. Yeah, wrap that up in a little roll. That's
Little
cute.
roll. That is cute. In a little jar.
Cute.
All the different types of spiders listed in calligraphy on the jar.
I love that. Apothecary. They would use moss, plant fibers, chewed up leaves. In medieval Europe, wounds were often packed with herbs or animal products and then bound extremely tightly, like your Band-Aid, cutting off circulation, which made them think that it was like you were trapping like the injury.
This is actually a perfect time for me to bring up my James Cameron story, if you'll allow me to.
Yes, are you kidding? Of course.
So I did, if you don't know, I did reference research for Avatars 2 and 3. And so what that would mean in its simplest form is if we had something happening in Avatar, I would find the Earth version of it, send as many different Earth versions. I never called him that, by the way. Yes, Jim, I have found all the Earth versions of this reference. I wish I did.
You have two files.
John.
You have Earth version and Pandora version, and it's like drag one in there and then drag another one in there.
Every time you drag it to the Pandora one, it just turns blue.
Yes.
I finally get a note from like production. Jim's requested that you no longer say the term Earth version.
Earth version.
So
He finds it condescending.
Yeah. For Avatar 2, we had the Way of Water. So we had a whole new water tribe, the Metkaina, in Avatar. So these people live like on the water. And there was going to be a wound, and I had to find reference for wound dressings.
Ooh.
So I'm doing all this research, and I came across these people that used fish skin for wound dressings. And I like literally gave myself goosebumps. I'm like, oh my God, they're
Water, fish, wound.
heel.
Wow.
Jim will die. Cut together all this reference for it. And then I'm telling someone, I forget if it was the production designer or someone, I'm like, oh my God, Jim's going to die because I found all this fish bandages for Metkaina, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, I actually know for a fact that he's seen that kind of dressing, and he thought it was a little too on the nose.
Oh,
and I
like
was
people would think it was fake.
Yeah,
because
and I
it's
was like,
too perfect.
I was so, but then I was like, yeah, maybe it is, but look, my balloon popped that day.
That's a bummer. It feels like it's like the first thought. Like it feels like a lazy idea, but it's actually real.
And because I had footage of it and how it worked, and I was like, it's like not one of those things you're not even really going to be paying attention to. Someone's just putting a little bit of fish flesh on a sore.
Did he consider having like a factual, like this is based on something real alarm that would like kind of like pop up during the movie so people knew that it was like not made up, it was like based on real reference?
I mean, kind of. No, not really. But that was really the goal. Because I remember asking once, like all the construction vehicles I think I mentioned this on pod. All the construction vehicles in Avatar are yellow. And I was like, why are they yellow? On Earth, they're yellow too.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's exactly why. Because if it was green, people would be like, it takes 1 second for them to like, oh, wait.
What is that? Yeah.
If it's yellow, you don't think about it.
Yeah.
Then you're open to like whatever shape it is or whatever it's doing.
Yeah.
But you take away that silliness of like, wait, it's too many steps away from what it is.
That makes sense.
I thought that was super fascinating.
Yeah, ground it when you can. I love that.
Ground it when you can. Merch. Go.
So the plasters were whatever these homemade mixtures were the cross cultures people were using to put in their wound dressings to keep them, I guess, clean, what they thought was clean, protect from the environment, absorption of fluid and discharge, and then some separation between the wound and the bandage.
Discharge. Word I don't love.
Discharge. What word should I use instead? Because it does come up a lot.
No, use it. It's
Okay.
not, and I'm not icky about words anymore. I know we all used to be like, I hate moist. I stopped hating moist a long time ago.
I love the word moist.
God, I am moist. Merch. God, our shop is going to be huge.
1,200 items. None of them make sense. We don't remember the origin of the joke. Nobody listening does.
Mentioned one time.
No context.
Free shipping at $500.
We create a store that's against everything we stand for.
Yeah.
$8.95 for shipping. So the Romans gave us a language that we still use today when we're talking about wounds. The 4 cardinal signs of inflammation. Ruber, tuber, calar, et dollar.
Ruber, tuber, calar, and dollar. That sounds like a law firm where I'm going about my car accident.
That would be good. That type of t-shirt where it's like a list of names?
Yeah.
Ruber, tumor, calar, et dollar.
And dollar.
It means redness, swelling, heat, and pain, which is still how we judge if a wound is infected or not.
Sure.
So
I mean, that's
think
not going to change, really.
but I think it's cool that, like, I mean, they were dumb in so many ways about, like, what they thought, that, like, they did notice, like, oh, yeah, if, like, a wound is, like, red hot, they still ask you that if you go to the doctor. You're like, I have this thing. They're like, is it red? Is it swelling? Is it warm? Do you have pain?
Yeah.
And then we come to 2 words that I really don't love. This is my least favorite metal band. Laudable pus.
Laudable pus. Did you see Laudable Pus is opening up for smegma pits?
Are they the guys that like throw like turkey heads at the audience? I don't want to see them.
I don't need to see that.
I don't want to see them.
Pus. I hate pus. I do hate pus.
That's the real P word.
I don't have pus anymore, but as a kid, like I bit my nails, and I would get ingrown
Yeah,
all
you
the
were a
time.
nail biter.
And the whole side would get that blistery red, and then
Yeah.
eventually it'd get to the point where I could push the pus out.
Oh, that's terrible.
And it stunk.
We'll use the P word instead.
Oh, that could be pretty dangerous.
So for centuries, wound care was shaped by this dangerous misconception, the belief in laudable pus. So that means that like the discharge from a wound, this is a yucky segment.
Yeah.
Was seen as a good sign that like the body was expelling the harmful material, the evil. So surgeons would encourage that to happen. Like if that was happening, they were like, oh good, it's getting better. And if a wound was like clean and dry and like sealing and healing cleanly, they were suspicious of that.
Cut it off.
They were like, lose the leg.
Lose the leg, no pus.
Legitimately, yes. This went into the 18th and 19th centuries, and it influenced all medical care during that time. On the battlefield, in childbirth, everyday injuries, the delayed acceptance of like a sealed, clean wound.
Wow. That's
Wow.
crazy.
And then we have in the 19th century, germ theory. So doctors did not know about germs. They would go from doing an autopsy to delivering a baby, and they wouldn't wash their hands.
Yikes.
And infant mortality rates were really high. People were dying in hospitals. Scientists started to propose that disease was caused by microscopic organisms, and the backlash in the medical community was fierce because accepting germ theory meant admitting that doctors themselves were responsible for patients dying, something they were very reluctant to admit. You couldn't see germs, but they were proposing that they were there, and the medical community was not having it for a very long time.
That's got to be, I mean, in hindsight, obviously, everything. But
Sure.
what a crazy time. Like,
Yeah.
it's like the same with like NASA, where they're like, I know we can't see it, but
Just trust me.
there was one flicker 16 years ago that leads me to believe that there's a planet there. Or
Sure.
I know we can't see anything on this leg, but in my gut, there are billions of tiny little creatures that in the
Sure.
future, we'll give them cute little faces so kids understand it, but they're attacking. Trust me.
I mean, even just like a cell, like an atom, like we don't see a hydrogen particle, like we don't see any of it. You just, it's faith.
It's all
faith.
And we're still doing that. When HIV hit, people were like, because they don't know where things are coming from. They thought it was coming from poppers. When COVID hit, like, there's still this, like, wait, where's this coming from? How is it transmitting?
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah.
We had people like Louis Pasteur who started to kind of, the scientific community started to really push and find like true evidence that these microbes and these germs existed and that they were actually the cause of the sickness and the illness, and it wasn't just like, bad luck. So by the early 20th century, most people believed in germs and they believed that cleanliness mattered. But at home, a cut finger was still wrapped with a strip torn from an old shirt, or gauze you tied on with string, or tape that required two hands and another person. How do you if you cut your finger and you're trying to like roll off gauze, cut it, get a little thing of cotton, put it on yourself, tape, that would be a tricky thing to do alone.
Speaking of germs and using old t-shirts and stuff, can we talk a second about handkerchiefs?
What about them?
How gross were those? I'm a sleek New York businessman.
Sure.
I have the most expensive briefcase and a Rolex watch, and I carry a little square of fabric around that I shoot my snot into every 30 minutes.
And I wash it once a month.
With everything else.
That is so true.
It's such a nasty little thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good on first use, but then I would be like, I would want to be rich enough I just toss each one.
That's Kleenex.
That's Kleenex.
Listen to the Kleenex episode.
Hello, sharks. Already been done.
So we see a perfect opportunity for somebody to get really creative and perhaps an inventor to step in to solve this everyday problem. In 1920, we have a man named Earle Dickson. He is a cotton buyer for Johnson & Johnson.
I can't wait till we hear about Johnson & Johnson because I did not know that they were. I hope they're still around. Are they not around?
Yeah, they're around.
Oh, they just Band-Aid is like under a different brand now?
It's Johnson & Johnson has changed names.
I don't like that.
Well, it's like Johnson & Johnson. They have, it's a spider
Umbrella.
web. It's an umbrella.
Got it. Okay.
It's an umbrella. Johnson & Johnson's going strong.
I love Johnson & Johnson.
You should do that. That's a
Obviously,
great
'cause I'm
brand.
John. And I like the font. I like it all.
I love
Even
the
though
font.
they're probably bad, but go on.
So he's a cotton buyer for Johnson & Johnson, and his wife is one clumsy bitch. She is always cutting her finger in the kitchen, burning her hand on a pot. She is a disaster. And she is telling him how annoying it is, how hard it is. She's home alone making his pot roast to try to tend to her wounds.
She's
in the
like
kitchen.
covered in blood every time they're talking. He's like, "Love, you know what? I just thought of something. I got a trunk full of cotton."
The kitchen looks like a murder scene when he gets home from work. It is a disaster. So instead of this multi-step process where you have cotton, gauze, and tape, you need a second person. She's trying to do it herself. Dixon's thinking, well, I buy cotton for Johnson & Johnson. Like, maybe there's a simpler way to do this. So he said he was determined to devise some manner of bandage which would stay in place, debatable, be easily applied, and still retain its sterility.
And be 1 inch too short. So
For
then
Barbara's big toe.
everyone will have to buy multiples.
Exactly. It's genius. So he put small pieces of cotton gauze onto a strip of surgical tape and covered the entire thing with crinoline to keep it clean. So now when his wife cuts herself, she could just apply the bandage on her own. It's all one step, easy peasy, mac and cheesy.
I want to know how fast that actually all came together. It sounds like he did this, like, he thought of this at 6 and did it at 7 and he's good to go.
It really does feel like that. Like some inventions like Planet Fitness, it was like, oh, it took
11 years. KFC's like, I can cook this chicken now in 3 days. So we're like, okay. Dyson's like, I've spent 2 years in my barn and now I can suck.
He like invented this like while he's like taking a piss.
Wow.
Yeah, I think so. So he mentions the invention to a fellow Johnson & Johnson employee who says, share it with management. You know, you're doing great here. Mention it to the big boys.
Uh-oh, this could go either way.
Johnson & Johnson.
Wait, what's his name?
His name is Earle.
They're not called Earls.
You think it was a guy named Tommy Band? Johnson & Johnson immediately saw the potential and began selling the product under a new brand name, Band-Aid.
I wonder who came up with that.
Well, I'll tell you.
Okay.
According to a 1957 article in the Central New Jersey Home News, the name Band-Aid was coined by W.J. Kenyon, who was the superintendent of Johnson & Johnson's plaster mill, where the company's adhesive products were manufactured. So I feel like the Band-Aid was assembled in like 40 seconds. And then this guy, they're like, what should we call it? And this guy's like, Band-Aid, like from deep in the mill.
That's insane.
This is an invention that was a minute and a half to becoming a fruition. So at first they were made by hand, but in 1924, Johnson & Johnson developed a machine capable of mass producing adhesive bandages. They were marketed as the Instant First Aid Bandage, and they looked different from current Band-Aids. So in his prototype, they were sold in long strips. So to imagine this, like instead of a Band-Aid that's like a skinny rectangle, imagine like a wide rectangle, like a hot dog, with a narrow strip of that like pad in the middle, and you would cut them to size. So I actually feel like...
How are they going to stick, though, if the one edge would be all pad?
Well, just the center is pad.
But if you cut
Imagine you're looking at a burger from the side.
I am.
Okay.
All right, so I've got a burger.
And then you cut little Band-Aids. You cut vertically to cut slices. So it has a pad in the middle and the adhesive on both sides.
Oh, okay.
But you could cut to size like wider or smaller, which I actually would find to be quite helpful. My son last week tried to bobsled down the side of the bathtub in a glass baking dish and shredded his ass beyond comprehension. And I thought of I was like, we need like a long pad in the middle with like because if you have like a slice, it's hard to like, what are we doing? Like putting like 10 Band-Aids end to end?
You know what I think would have worked?
What?
Don't use glass baking dishes in the bathtub.
I'm telling you, I mentioned this with my baking soda. We buy 14-pound bags of baking soda and we use it to play with mush in the bathtub.
You can get a plastic baking dish.
I didn't know it would be used as a bobsled.
Well,
who would expect that? So his original prototype is like this rectangle and you have to cut them to size yourself, which added another step. And then consumers were also expected to apply their own antiseptic to the gauze pad. So this was the early version. It still relied on the consumer to like do a few things. And they didn't sell very well. They only sold about $3,000 in sales, and which was about $40,000 today. So not an instant success for something that is apparently a very needed product. Then in 1924, Johnson & Johnson introduced pre-cut Band-Aids, making them far more convenient. In 1938, the company went a step further. They introduced sterile Band-Aids, eliminating the need for the consumer to apply like a antiseptic themselves.
right.
They were also packaged in these wrappers with, tell me if you remember this, they were until 1992, a red tear string. Do you remember this string?
I of course remember the string.
The string was iconic. If you don't remember, the Band-Aid did not have the two pull tabs to open it. It had a red piece of like dental floss basically on one end. You would pull it and it would rip the Band-Aid open lengthwise so that the theory was that you could get it open easily without having to like dirty it with your hands by touching it too much. That was eventually phased out in 1992 because it was not very reliable. So what they were noticing is that the string would fail and then people would have to like open it with their teeth, which would eliminate the sterility that they were going for.
What happened to all strings? I think Lifesavers used to have a string too.
Oh, the string business is in the toilet.
Peril. Absolute peril. There's like two guys left over at Big String and like, what can we put a string in?
If you have stock and string,
if
just
you got
sell.
stock and string,
You're not getting that money back.
This is
I
the year
went
to get
all
out.
in on string. I sold all my Bitcoin to get string.
Roger, you heard me. Everything in string.
So Johnson & Johnson, had a couple savvy marketing moves that helped Band-Aid become the household name that it is. Because obviously there's other brands of Band-Aids out there, bandages, but Band-Aid is the one. So these are the couple moves that they did early on. They placed Band-Aids in Boy Scouts of America first aid kits.
Perfect.
Which introduced thousands of children and their parents to the product. The company also partnered with the Little Golden Book series. Do you remember these little series?
One of my
Golden
favorites.
Spine. So cute. Pokey Little Puppy. There's so many of those that are so good.
And now they make modern day ones. I think I have a Taylor Swift, the Little Golden Book on Taylor Swift. They have Dolly Parton. They've done all these.
You have that?
I bought either Dolly or Taylor.
That's cute.
Now they do all these iconic women. And maybe they do men too, but I've seen like Kamala and like just all these really cool women.
Yeah, I love the Little Golden Books. That'd be a good brand to do someday. They published a series called Dr. Dan the Bandage Man. And it was a cute little book about like a little story about a doctor and about first aid. And it included 6 junior Band-Aid bandages in the book. And it taught children how to administer basic first aid. Such a good idea. So
Who can fix your cuts up? The bandage man can.
Dr. Dan the Bandage Man can.
Well, we'll trim off the doctor. The bandage man can.
It was a massive success, and with an initial print run of 1.6 million copies, which was the largest in Little Golden Book history at the time.
Please tell me you have one. Please tell me you went on eBay.
I wish.
Son of a bitch.
I mean, imagine a book with the Band-Aid still in it.
6 crusty old Band-Aids from 70 years ago.
That would be hard to find because it's like how like the parts of like Legos are that are rare, like the parts that kids lose. Those Band-Aids are not still there.
It's like how I got the free Muppets Monopoly game and everything was there but Kermit. No, thank you. Now I'm responsible for getting rid of this trash.
The glue that holds the whole group together. I'd be like, oh yeah, Sex in the City, except Samantha. Samantha, is she the glue? Who's the glue?
Everyone's in the Sex in the City Monopoly game except New York.
It takes place in your imagination. So all these marketing moves, they helped transform Band-Aids into this multi-million-dollar product with a global reach. After decades as the undisputed leader in adhesive bandages, Band-Aid faced some serious competition because in the 1950s, who enters the scene? Curad.
I was about to say, I feel like I would ideally like to be if I have a bandage, I'd prefer to be Band-Aid because I could see them as the leader.
Sure.
But if I had a second, it'd be Curad.
Curad cutie.
And
or
Curad
Band-Aid
was
boy?
focused on Stranger Things.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
How?
There was a scene where they had to like sneak into a store and get bandages, and they were Curads.
Grab some Curad bandages.
Well,
I have a wound.
Say it. They're just there, and they grabbed them.
Interesting. I wonder why. So Curad bandages were originally created for the military to use during the Korean War, and they had a perforated plastic strip, which they're kind of setting themselves apart from Band-Aid by focusing on like their innovation. So they say, oh, our strip has like little air holes in it so that it can like breathe. The adhesive can breathe. And a Teflon coated pad that allowed for the wounds to not stick to the cotton.
Teflon? Isn't that what we use on our skillets?
Yes.
I'm using
and we wonder why we have so much BPA in our blood.
Using a skillet to fix my cut?
I mean, it is nonstick.
Okay.
Right? And I guess that was a problem at the time is you would put on a Band-Aid and I mean, maybe some of the pain of removing a Band-Aid was it sticking to the wound, I guess. Which, by the way, wounds are supposed to stay wet. That's a myth that you need to dry them out. I probably mentioned that on pod.
Let's just say for personal reasons, I prefer a dry wound.
So they are advertising that they can eliminate the painful experience of reopening a cut when removing a bandage. So they have these couple like new innovations that they're putting in front of the public that people are really getting interested in. Hospitals quickly adopted Curad bandages, but consumers were slower to embrace them for household use. Band-Aids still dominated. People had that loyalty probably from like, things like the Dr. Dan and the Boy Scouts and things like that. It was just more felt like a household Band-Aid. And that began to change in 1956 when Curad introduced battle ribbons. So that up until this point, Band-Aids were brown. They were all brown.
Now they give you a device to cut yourself and heal yourself.
The battle
ribbons.
They did look really cute. So they're colorful bandages. They're in red, green, blue, yellow. They have like stars. They had little like tanks on them. So it was like still like kind of themey of military, but it was, brightly colored bandages for the first time. We hadn't seen those before. They appealed to children. And then now Curad is kind of breaking into like the Band-Aid aisle at home. When mom's doing the grocery shopping, maybe she's reaching for the Band-Aid and then the kid is like, wait, what are those? Battle ribbons. Let's get those instead.
I like it.
Battle ribbons also introduced a major innovation, which was the wrapper that opened by pulling 2 tabs apart. This is still how we open Band-Aids today. Curad began that with their battle ribbons. This is not a Curad episode. I repeat, this is not a Curad episode, but I have to highlight their innovation at this moment.
What is this episode about? Is this a Curad episode?
I'm not sharing my headline with this. Isn't Band-Aid / Curad.
We could have done a battle.
No. Band-Aid is supreme.
We should have done a battle.
Later that year, Johnson & Johnson responded to the battle ribbons by launching their own fun Band-Aid called Stars and Strips Band-Aid, inspired by the fun designs of Curad's battle ribbon. So
that sounds a little hookery, though.
Stars
that sounds
and
like a
strips?
little like Vegas dance hall.
Sure. Hey, you want to swing by Stars and Strips? I just won $400 on Keno. I'm thinking of getting a lap dance. Yeah, it's like a patriotic themed strip club. They're cute. The Band-Aids in the vintage tins. I mean, they sell the vintage tins obviously on eBay. A little Band-Aid tin, best.
I've got a Band-Aid tin. I would have brought it for our still photo.
You might have a Stars and Strips Band-Aid tin.
I definitely don't think I do. But
they're pretty cute.
That's one of the things I mentioned that I collect when I go to estate sales is old packaging. So I have that's why I have the glass Vicks Vapo jar. I definitely have a few metal Band-Aid tins.
Yeah, somebody on the on-brand Reddit, which is not run by us, they posted a picture of a medicine cabinet with a bunch of vintage packaging in it, and they said this is for John.
Right up my
It's so up your alley.
Right up my alley.
Throughout the 1950s, Curad is trying to break in more into the household market. They have their Teflon pad, their frying pan pad that they are saying is not going to hurt. Kids hate getting Band-Aids taken off because the boo-boo is sticking to the pad. They're calling it the mercy dressing to try to convince parents that this is the Band-Aid you should get instead of the Band-Aid brand. Then in 1965, they have a powerful word that they put in their marketing that put Curad ahead. Ouchless. Isn't that such a good word? Ouchless. It's like mercy dressing. It's like a little bit of a thinker. It's a little bit of making the construction vehicles not yellow. It's like a little extra step removed. Ouchless is just so clear. So now you can think, do you want the ouch Band-Aid or the ouchless Band-Aid?
Right, because they're calling the other one ouchie without saying it.
Exactly. So Curad never took over Band-Aid as the market leader, but it did increase their brand awareness. It shaved some sales off of Band-Aid with this marketing. And
they're Pepsi.
They're Pepsi, exactly.
They're Coke and Pepsi.
They are Coke and Pepsi.
They'll always
it is so
be
true.
second. But for some reason, I disdain Pepsi, and I don't
More
mind
than
Curad.
you disdain Curad.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are Curad loyalists just like there are Pepsi loyalists.
Yeah.
Band-Aid breaks off in the mid-90s. They start to have their own innovations. They launch now the Band-Aid aisle is a quarter of the grocery store.
It's like the Oreo aisle. Somehow the
Yes.
two go hand in hand. Now they're scented. Now
Band-Aid flavored Oreos, Oreo flavored Band-Aids.
Oh, you take a bite and pull a Band-Aid out of it? Oh, I got the Band-Aid. I won.
Scan this QR code, upload a picture of your Band-Aid for a free $1.50 off your next 4 packs of Oreos.
I know you're going to just say, oh, that's gross, but Oreo scabs. Scab flavored Oreos. Red cream.
Scab flavored cream.
Crunch within crunch.
This is going to be a really hard topic for a lot of our listeners, the eating of the scabs.
You can
That's
beep
okay.
out scab and they won't know what we're... I honestly don't remember if scab came up in on or off. I feel like it came up in off, and anyone on is like, why does he keep talking about scabs?
I swear we referenced it.
You have to join the Patreon to find out.
Was there anything worse than being in a wave pool and seeing a Band-Aid float by?
Band-Aids are everywhere. I always photograph them and send them to my friend Stephanie.
And gloves.
Gloves. That's how it started.
Yeah.
We stole that idea from somebody else. This was probably 5 years ago. Pre-COVID. It was definitely pre-COVID. There was someone whose art project had become to take pictures of any glove they found on the ground. And we're like, that's insane.
I mean, in LA, probably not in a nice suburb in Ohio, are there so many rubber gloves on the ground?
We thought it was the craziest thing ever. We see a glove the next day. It's then we spent years taking pictures of gloves that we'd find on the ground. In the winter in the Midwest, it's winter gloves.
Sure.
I mean, then we honestly stopped doing it.
It's like a cute child's mitten, and here it's like a blood-soaked, disgusting blue rubber glove.
You'd be surprised. There's normal gloves here. But we
Sure.
stopped during COVID because there was just gloves everywhere.
Yeah.
And now we just take a picture of anything odd that we find on the ground. But Band-Aids, they're everywhere.
Do you know why chefs use blue Band-Aids?
So if one falls off, they'll see it in the stew.
In the French onion soup.
Except
It's easier to spot a blue Band-Aid in French onion soup than a brown Band-Aid.
I didn't know that they did that, but
They do.
I am smart enough to have solved the riddle.
There you go. Riddle me this.
Because me, I'd be like, okay, you can use a normal Band-Aid, but it has to have like a 3-foot string on it. So if it falls in the stew, we'll see the string and we'll be able to pull it out.
It has to have a bling string attached to the end so it catches the eye easily if it's in the stew.
Yeah.
Where's your bling string?
I just saw it yesterday.
Oh, good. Where?
In my bedside pouch.
Bedside pouch.
I have a bedside pouch.
What's a bedside pouch?
It's a felt pouch that it's like a pouch and then a long piece of felt that goes between your mattress and your box spring.
Oh, does it keep things from falling in between your bed and your nightstand?
It's like, so when I'm reading at night, I can drop my phone in it. I can put anything in it. I have so much stuff in it, though.
What's
I
in
have
this
snacks in there that
pouch?
I'm like, maybe I'll eat this snack one day. And then when I clean it out like 3 times a year, and I'm like, dusty old peppermints and toothpicks, receipts. It's my bedside pouch.
Wow.
We could sell a bedside pouch. Everyone should have a bedside pouch.
This feels like new lore.
Might be new lore. We'll see if anyone picks up on it.
Peek into the pouch.
A peek in the pouch. A pouch tier.
I love that.
I'll do that.
Something in between storage unit and
like $12 for the pouch tier.
So by the mid-90s is when Band-Aid really explodes with their massive takeover of the aisle. So they're putting, obviously, antiseptic, aloe vera, Neosporin, vitamin E. They have sports Band-Aids. They flex, they move with you, waterproof Band-Aids, clear Band-Aids, colorful Band-Aids, collabs with every brand you can imagine. Every movie that comes out. Strawberry shortcake. Every Pixar movie, Disney, Mickey, everything.
Scented, all of it.
Special Band-Aids for knuckles and fingers.
I did love a clear Band-Aid. I was definitely a clear boy. Anything that came clear, I'm like that joke on SNL where they had clear gravy. If it was clear, I wanted to try it. I think that comes from my love of swatches.
Yeah,
that was one of their big things early on.
Like the clear phone where you can see the gears inside.
Oh my God.
Yeah, those were
I have
fun.
one of those.
Yeah, those were great.
Yeah, clear Band-Aid. It's like, sore? What's sore? I didn't get hurt. Fool. They'll never know.
We did overestimate Clear's ability to look invisible. Like there was like clear braces. Like nobody's like, she doesn't have braces. It's like, oh, she does. They're clear. It's like she has like yellow gobs stuck to the front of all of her teeth. You mean those?
You were so lucky to be born with perfect teeth.
My little secret, I have braces. We know, bitch. We can tell.
We can see them.
We can spot them from 4 miles away.
Crystal clear.
It looks like you stuck a bunch of popcorn kernels to all of your front and bottom teeth, top and bottom.
After John buttered them.
Exactly. Yeah. Clear. We had clear bra straps. So it'd be like, oh, swap out your bra straps for clear. And then nobody will know you're wearing a bra. You have yellow strips pressing into your shoulders, making a white indentation, yellowed from the sun.
Cracked plastic strips on your shoulders.
Cracked yellow plastic jelly shoes.
She's flawless.
Why are you barefoot at the mall? I'm not barefoot. These are jellies. They're clear.
Hold on. You can explain in a second. What's that stink? Oh, those are your plastic foot sweats?
Festering, laudable pus.
Women love shoes that make their feet nasty. Uggs and jellies.
I'm telling you, there's nothing worse. Women who were in their 20s in 2008 will know. A ballet flat. Oh. A ballet flat. It's like, I look like Audrey Hepburn. I smell like Oscar the Grouch. Yes. Oscar the Grouch's asshole after being in bed.
Did you go through that phase?
Yes, of course.
I don't remember it really well. I remember, you know which one, God, I never did this. I could not have pulled this off. I feel like there was many a gay man back in the day that wore the China doll slippers.
Sure, yeah.
Like the black slippers that kind of had did they have like a weavy
Yes,
sole?
It was like a mesh thing.
Yeah,
yes.
like a basket.
It was like a basket.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like something you get at like a swap meet, kind of. Yeah. You never went through a China doll slipper phase?
No, and if I saw a guy wearing them, I'm like, meh.
Turn off.
No, instant red flag.
Off. So Johnson & Johnson was basically creating a reason for you to have multiple boxes of Band-Aids at once. Instead of just buying the one box, sure, you need a box for your knuckles, you need a box for your sports, you need a box for your kids. Now your entire bathroom is covered in bandages.
I could have used some for my knees back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Extra large for knees.
Extra large knee
Extra
bandages.
padded.
Extra padded.
China doll pattern.
Your knuckles. What are you doing? Oh, I will say, if you live in the Midwest, I do take for granted that we live in such a nice climate.
Sure, your knuckles get dry and cracked.
Everything gets so cracky in the Midwest.
And even just like grazing it on something, it's like now your knuckles are like peeling the skin. Yeah, I'm sure our Midwest listenership is like howling at the mention of knuckle Band-Aids because they rely on them.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what put me through. That's what bought this house.
In 2017, Earle Dickson, the inventor of Band-Aid, was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Posthumously recognizing his groundbreaking invention of the adhesive bandage for easy at-home wound care.
Why did that take so long?
Good point.
Was it a slow year? They're like, let's throw Band-Aid in there. He invented that 100 years ago.
I mean, it should have been like, why not let him live to see it?
Yeah. We'll wait till you die.
Till you're long dead.
Then we'll celebrate you.
It's like he's with like, a bunch of other like, common things that are representative of like a major innovation that we're so grateful that they exist. In March of 2021, following an outcry from the public, an inclusive line of multiple shades of bandages called Our Tone in multiple shades of brown so that a Band-Aid can easily blend in with multiple shades of skin. That was after people were pleading for years and years. 2021, we got that.
I remember when those came out and I was like, yeah.
It's time.
It's time.
2021. I mean, have it like makeup shades, blend in. She doesn't have a Band-Aid on her face. She does, actually.
She actually has 3.
Just to speak to a little bit to their dominant share of the market, Band-Aid remains the largest brand in the category, generating $168 million in sales as of a few years ago.
That doesn't even seem like that much. I thought it'd be a billion.
I mean, that's like just the Band-Aids. It's not any of the
Still,
other
I
line.
thought they'd be at $1 billion. Maybe that's why he didn't get recognized till so late.
There you go.
How is it not $1 billion?
You don't buy them.
True.
You don't buy them.
True.
I think you're either a Band-Aid house or you're not a Band-Aid house.
Band-Aids are on my list of things to steal when I get a job in an office.
I don't think you need to. You don't use them.
But that's how, there's certain things I steal. I've talked about it. I'll steal some of the Tylenol, some of the Band-Aids, some of the batteries.
Yeah. Paper,
things I'm not paying for.
Tape.
Tape, clear tape, gotten expensive.
Speaking of clear bandages, the hydrocolloid bandages, I believe I've spoken about this, maybe an off-brand. This is like the biggest game changer in wound care.
Oh, you paint them on?
The liquid bandage doesn't work as well. I got that kind. This is like a strip. I have big ones that you can cut to size. I have a roll you can cut to size. It stays on so much better. It creates a perfectly sealed on all, because the Band-Aids, that's the thing about them. There's openings on the top and bottom. Shit's getting in.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a full perimeter. The perimeter is not secure.
Yeah.
With these big clear bandages, hydrocolloid bandages, it stays on. It's like basically a clear piece of like tape. And then the wound, it absorbs any liquid in the wound so that it like pulls it out. People use them on zits and stuff, but like for wounds,
I thought you said we're supposed to keep them wet.
You are supposed to keep them wet. It's a moist environment. It's not dry.
Oh.
It keeps it moist. And so for my 4-year-old's ass that was absolutely shredded by glass, shattered glass.
That you let him play with in the bathtub.
That I let him play with in the bathtub. I stuck one of these. I had like a patchwork of Band-Aids. It looked like hell. It was insane. And then I stuck one of these like 4x4 squares of this hydrocolloid bandage, and it was like healed in like day. And it's less likely to scar. This is like, I don't even know why we still are messing around with regular Band-Aids now that I mention it.
Now that you say that hadn't even really entered my mind, but now I feel mad. Why? It's like 2026. Like, when did this guy die?
Well, he invented bandages in 1924.
Right. So he invents them in 1924.
1920, yeah. And 24 is when they got like mass produced, yeah.
So they're 100 years old.
Yeah.
You think he's coming back to life and you're like, look what we did. Now they're brown. He's like, whoa, my dreams have been fulfilled. He'll be like, you're still using that? Like, we should have like a...
Like Cyber Bandit, like spray it on.
I was hoping I could come up with a good name right away, but like a gun, like a cool, like, oh, I got cut. Sure. Give me 1 second. And it's just like
3D printed on.
Sealed, healed, printed, ready to go back into battle.
Even these like waterproof bandages.
Yeah.
Let's just say those are also floating around in the wave pool.
Yeah, and it doesn't rain in California. I don't care if it's waterproof. Just heal it.
I mean, I don't think they're talking about rain. They're taling about like the shower.
Whatever. Oh, that makes more sense. I haven't washed my hand in 10 years. I'm just saying, it is at the time, 2025. I went through 3 Band-Aids at the airport.
That's a very
at
good
the
point.
airport.
Very good point, yeah.
25 minutes, an
very good point.
hour.
Yes.
I'm on my third Band-Aid. You know what? I was on brand on this. I don't know if I am anymore.
Wow. Okay, we're fired up.
I mean, wait, are we at that point?
Yeah, we're at that point. That's it. That's Band-Aid.
That's Band-Aid.
So on brand or off brand for you, Jon? You're going through it.
I was going to say it's a hard on brand for me, and now I'm going to say it is a light on brand for me.
Interesting.
Because you know what I say? Johnson and Johnson, whatever your new name is, whatever
like
it is.
Curview or something weird.
I'm with Barbara. Like, yeah. My Band-Aid should fit my big fat toe. I'm 60. I haven't earned that.
The Band-Aid looks identical to when Barbara was a little girl.
Yeah, it hasn't changed at all. It's
Wow.
changed colors. It's changed scents. Woo, you put ointment on it. Whoa, you got rid of the string.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, good
Off.
Good point. Wow, I love it. Get passionate.
Light
Take to
on
the
brand for me.
streets.
What about you?
You know, as I'm saying this, that like I get annoyed with them so often. I buy them in a gross.
And you know what? You shouldn't have to. You should only have to buy 4 Band-Aids a year.
That's a really good point.
You shouldn't have to buy gross. That's part of Big Band-Aid.
They make the adhesive weak intentionally so that you have to replace the Band-Aid every day. You shouldn't have to.
They probably put teeny tiny little bits of fiberglass in it so your cut keeps staying irritated.
Ooh, and I think actually the adhesive is laced with Goo Gone.
Oh my God. This is bigger than us. This is bigger than Barbara's toe.
We're gonna fork off into an investigative series.
On
about
Brand presents On Band-Aid on Netflix. Too many ons.
or not enough.
Or maybe not enough.
Okay,
So where
well,
are you?
I'd say it's lightly on brand for me, but I'm chomping at the bit for more innovation in the space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about time. It's 100
Good
years
point.
in.
Good point.
I don't need you to change Martinelli's, but I do need a better Band-Aid.
Wow. You said it all there, folks.
Well, there
we
you go.
have it.
That's Band-Aid. That's where we stand on it. Be sure to let us know where you stand on Band-Aid and all of our socials. Instagram, TikTok, Reddit. Do we promote the Reddit? We should.
I mean, yes, we didn't make it, but yes, some listeners made a Reddit.
I know, and it's nice. And I
Yeah.
feel like it's a slow grow, so
It's
we
cute,
should
slow
direct
grow.
people there.
Great, go check it out.
All right. Well, thank you very much. That was very informative, very fun show. I didn't expect to get so worked up, but here we are. And while I'm feeling razzy, let's figure out who our freaks of the week are. Freak of the week, you don't know what that is? Well, it's kind of hard to get, but it's possible. Every Wednesday on our Instagram and our story, I post a little puzzle. If you can solve that puzzle and let me know what our brand is going to be that week, I'm going to give you a big thumbs up and add your name to our Wheel of Freaks. I'm going to spin that wheel between 2 and 10 times to figure out who our freaks of the week are that week. And that's who these lucky people are. We have Becca. We have Taylor and Scott Shafter. We have Michelle Brown. We have Meredith Allen. We have Marison and Michael Roberts. So thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate you playing the Insta Egg. I hope it's as fun for you as it is for me. And if you want a chance to be our Freak of the Week, be sure to check it out every Wednesday. And then also just explore our Instagram. We add supplemental materials. We put up pictures of the people that created all these brands that we love and all the silly things we talk about. So be sure to check out all of that goody stuff that we put on there.
And while we're giving shout outs, I'd like to shout out a lovely listener who left us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. We have
Wait, Fujibugga wrote us?
Oh, that you worked with them?
Oh my God.
friend?
What did they say? Tell me they liked it.
Of course you should listen if you enjoy sitting around with 2 friends, 3 when Al pipes in, which he hasn't been lately because he's working while we're recording, having good laughs and deep dive rabbit hole research. This is the podcast for you. Makes for lighthearted conversation starters too. Dazzle friends with your newfound knowledge that no one knew they need to know. Happy to spend time with these besties every week. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for that lovely review. If you haven't left us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, please do. Boost the show, boost morale, boosts our mood. We all need a little mood boost these days.
It's been a while. It's been a couple of weeks. When I scroll and it's the same one for like 2 weeks, I start to get super sad. So I know how many listeners we have and I know how many reviews we have. And there's a lot of people that haven't left a review.
We need you. Your voice matters.
Your voice matters.
Check us out on Instagram at OnBrandThePod, TikTok at OnBrandThePodcast, YouTube, watch the show, Reddit, check out that out, extra episode on Tuesdays, Patreon, Off-Brand, more chatting, less Brandon. There's a lot of fun stuff going on, a lot of ways to hang out. And with that, we'll be back next week with an all-new episode.
And remember, we may go off topic, but we'll always be on brand. I mean, I'll never forget the first time I heard that. We had just left an escape room, and Alistair was like, hey, my friend Mark, I had put out a call that I had kind of not run a contest, but I had put out a call saying I wanted a great tagline to end the show with. And we got a lot of good suggestions, and I was trying different ones out. And we went to this escape room, and we were leaving, and I was like, hey, I just got an idea from my friend Mark for a tagline. And he's like, what about we may go off topic, but we'll always be on brand? And I literally shit my pants. I was like, that's it. I mean, I don't like making shit jokes, but I did because I know it makes Mara laugh. But I literally knew from the second I heard it that would be the winner. And why am I bringing that up? Because it's Mark's birthday. So we just wanted to wish him a happy birthday and thank him for giving us the most iconic tagline of any podcast. So happy birthday, Mark. We appreciate you.
Happy birthday, Mark.
And you are a special part of the show.
Bye.
Bye.